Hello. Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. Welcome back. We are here to do your read for June. Now, don't take the title personal. It's going to make sense as we move into this. Don't underestimate this read. We're going to cover both psychically and a slight aspect of astrology, your zodiac sign, and we're also, I've pulled crystals, I've pulled a ruin. The ruin you have is very interesting. And I have been, the way I tune, I usually synchronistically do get messages. Okay, so I'll sit with the energy for a bit and there will be patterns and synchronicities coming up. Now, we do have Mercury retrograde this month, the month of June, when this reading relates to. And I had been seeing, linking in with you guys, cryptic messages. And one of them was literally taking the trash out. And this is sort of the nodes ending. We're going to have Mercury in Cancer. We're having the nodes move from your zodiac sign after 2.5 years. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Antonella. Hi, Giggle. It's funny, I know your names and your screen names. Well, Rebecca's is the same. Anywho, so with these energies moving forward, Mercury retrograde in Cancer. Then we're having the energy of the eclipse in Cancer. Now, yes, I'm bouncing forward because first we're going to have the Sagittarius eclipse. And for you guys, where that's going to hit, where are you on the board? There you are. It's hitting your health house, okay? So detoxification, I'm telling you, it makes sense. Taking the trash out. It's like what doesn't resonate with you. And I'll read what this connects to. At a spiritual level, if we're carrying emotional baggage or we've got a situation that just isn't working, and I keep calling it the Cinderella effect, but we're getting Anastasia and Drusilla and we're trying to get that, it's just not, if something's not fitting, it's accepting such or directly making the changes towards it. So for you, in a sense, you were saying that something wasn't growing. If you haven't come to terms with that, by the time the eclipse hits in Sagittarius for you guys, it's going to hit your health house. You're going to have to be patient. It might be frustrations. You know, it's very Jupiter energy. The nodes are in Sagittarius. We're moving away from that energy. Something that isn't working, we need to let go of. If you're going to keep going back and doing eat, pray, repeat, Groundhog Day, you're going to get the same outcome unless you change the beautiful dynamic of what's inside that recipe. Now, let me read at a very basic level what is coming up. And synchronistically, you have a lot of threes in your reading. Now, I've pulled cards to fast track this because I've had clients this morning and I have a lot of zodiac signs to do. I know you're all eagerly waiting for them. So I'm trying to do the best with my schedule. Now, with this ruin, it relates to Libra. And we are having Juno direct as of the end of May, which is on the 26th, yes? And Libra energy for you, let's have a look. Oh, God, okay. Your home dynamic, the changes, the fourth house placement, which spiritually speaking, all of us at an emotional level had been dealing with, you know, trying to get that foundation correct. And either which way it was working. With it being retrograde in Juno, it's helping you tap into your emotions and look at it. Was it working? Isn't it working? You shifted pieces of the puzzle around and they just weren't fitting. If something wasn't fitting and it wasn't working, it's making peace with it. If you haven't made peace with that, the full moon in Sagittarius being an eclipse, you don't want to re-enter into a new karmic cycle with that because we're ending a karmic cycle, having the nodes been in your house. And again, each person's personal chart will have your own node, and it's really helpful to look at that on a spiritual path because it helps show what you're needing to move towards, and the older we get, we generally are moving towards that. So it kind of guides you into to having a look at, you know, where you're at with your growth in your life. Now, for you guys, there was a lot of return to work, a lot of return to level up, and maybe looking at a lot of legal situations, government situations, binding contracts. Libra really is directly linked to that. Now with this, if you're seeing crows, it can be a very cryptic message. It will relate into this ruin. There is an ending very similar to Pluto with that energy, an ending of something and a new beginning. It also links into Wolf, and you guys being moon energy really link into your intuition, your feminine energy, your subconscious mind, your psychic downloads. Now, Libra hitting this area, if something at a foundational level hasn't shifted, it needs to be looked at, and it's going to come up in the ethers. It's going to hit your 4th house placement. If you really want to go back and eat, pray, repeat, God bless. Not that I'm spiritual, I'm not really, I'm spiritual. It also does link to Tuesday, Mars. What are you fighting for? We're going to have Aries and Chiron retrograding, so really think about that little, as my partner says, that old chestnut. He's going to kill me because I'm pinching everyone's sayings. Just addressing the elephant in the room, giggle. And it relates to air signs. So we do have currently Gemini retrograde, well, Venus retrograde in Gemini. And so this is your day-to-day movements. It's also, the things that we find are luxury. It can be our food, our dress sense. More towards the middle point, you tend to see the light and the dark, and you're really coming to terms with things. It's at your artistic endeavors, your hobbies, the people you relate to, the people you don't. You're connecting in with who you want to connect with. If you're physically in acknowledgement that a situation, whatever it be, it could be a workplace, a partner, Chiron retrograde, Neptune retrograde, just to make sure you've really looked at the dream that wasn't a dream, it was a delusion. Right, let's just perfectly make sure that we know what we want, right? Because we just have to go back and make repeat because we're stupid. Not really. When? Okay, let me have a look. You're lucky you got all these dates up here. July the 11th, but it will be in shadow. So we've got a little bit of time. It's July, not June, so we will be having that, but we have 3 eclipses. So if that wasn't heavy, and Neptune retrograde, Neptune is going retrograde. We've got a little bit of time for that, but you'll get the shadow period of it. Neptune, June 23rd. And it's shadow work, it's Pisces, so it's our crown chakra. So drink fluid, Cancer. Drink fluid. All of us should be drinking fluid at the moment to clear that chakra. Detox, I'm telling you. Retrograde's been mucking with your lower chakras. Now, this ruin connects in the upright. Now, for you, I do feel you're in the upright. I'll be perfectly honest. But, and I'm being guided to when I need to read it in the upright or reverse, or when you're bouncing back and forward. This is where external energies take you when you are acknowledging what's not cool, right? Hot, not. Upright, victory, honor, justice, law. There could be a legal issue coming up. Again, a balancing out of it, balancing of karma. Juno going direct will hit the energy of, as I mentioned, your 4th house, your physical foundation. 4th house is psychology, so it can be something to do with mental health, domestic issues, endings, and parent and home. You directly are a home-related sign. So if you have someone in your ethers who has been arduous, and it's like, no matter which way you try to reconfigure that issue, it did not change, be very careful, because your crowning energy that you are having is black obstinate, which is psychic protection against lower frequency energy. I'm telling you, this is an interesting read. Be careful about creating healthy boundaries with energies. Your health house with the 6th house placement is Sagittarius. If you're doing all work, no play, you can run the risk of burnout. You need to actually understand the work you do on yourself. If you need to nurture yourself, if you need to take time out, if you're working too hard, that's correct. So all of those frequencies, staying balanced and knowing when enough is enough. If you're working too hard, you're going to get agitated. You're also moon energy, so that eclipse coming on the 21st, you will feel it 1 to 2 weeks before. So it's bang, bang, 2 eclipses. All of us at the moment are already feeling the Sagittarius eclipse coming. So we're seeing what these themes of what we don't want to grow, making peace with it, closing out cycles, maybe making peace with people that, we had a connection to, Venus retrograde, it makes sense. Whatever these paths are, if they haven't done a 360, we're recreating that new energy. We're trying to bring good karma in. We're really taking direct action. Black obstinate. Pay attention to what is going on around and within you. I am attentive. You need to be very aware this month because Mercury is going to be retrograde in Cancer. Vesta is going to be in Cancer, which can link into children, innocence, your innocence. You're the inner child energy. You're the Cancer energy. Hi, Eddie. Welcome. I was thinking about you. You also, so just protect yourselves, okay? Because psychology, this eclipse is 0 degrees. It's going to be hitting your chart. Be patient. Give what you can. Take time if you need to. Drink fluid. You had 2 crystals come out for you. You also had, it's funny because it's Jupiter energy, right? It's fortune, but it's the energy of, how do you place it? Self-worth. Good fortune is a result of good thoughts and actions. Like abstaining, watch your thoughts, Cancer. I'm grateful for my blessings. It's becoming deserving of it and not thinking that you've got to deal with BS. Okay? No more BS. We're in the BS bin. You're protecting yourself against that because it's shit. Release feelings of impatience, okay? Jealousy and frustration. Improved ability of integration and process of life. Connect to inner strength and ultimate potential. Don't self-sabotage. You're underestimating yourself. Now, with the abstaining, release negative thoughts. Maintain attention to your present moment. If you're in the past, what do you need to see from that? Make peace with it. We all at any time do the best we can with the tools we had. Now, where we are is in this very one moment, and we are making direct decisions to create a circle of tribe, because your tribe orientation, right? Your Cancer, your tribe orientation. Increase situational awareness. You do need to be on your A game because Mercury is going to be in your sign, and you do tend to find during a Mercury retrograde, what we get is a very busy mind. People aren't looking at the road. If you're driving, if you're doing things in your day-to-day, you can become more disorientated. Mercury and Cancer with the moon, it's mind. Be very cautious, okay? So if you're moving about in your day-to-day, you may be in awareness because I'm telling you this. Use black tourmaline to protect you or abstain. Also be mindful that other people around you may be a little bit distorted accidentally because overload of energy and family-related dynamics can come up during this time. So in the lower, this connects to magical equilibrium, selflessness, spiritual purity. In the reversal, paralysis, lack of commitment, impotence. It's lacking. If you know what you don't like, right? Take the trash out. Don't do what you don't like. Even though I don't truly believe we have one life. I mean, I don't think I'll be that lucky. I tell you, I was a bad man in past life. Don't, if you know, and I won't say don't because I did hear a read it the other day and was like, Yildiz, you better stop doing that. I can't tell you what to do. If you vibrationally know that this something, whatever it is, be it work, be it a person, be it a place, a thing, whatever that is that you've reached that conclusion to, it's going down, okay? Don't keep digging yourself in that hole that it's going down. You've had the same outcome every time, it kills you. Okay, let's move along. Now, too many 3 energies came out. I'm going to actually pull 2 more cards because I'm feeling third-party energy. It can be past, present, future, as above, as below, as without. It's 3 energy. Third time luck, whatever it is. 3 situations, 3 ways to skin a cat. You get my gist. There's 3s everywhere. So I asked to pull a card per section, and 3 came out. So toxic energy, I'm telling you. White light. Be patient with yourself. I am sensing external influences. Yeah. First the worst, second the best, third the golden fairy. Okay, level up. I'm hearing it, level up this month. Level up. You know who you are. You're on the throne because you've done the work. Own that. If people be jealous of you, because the energies can swap. So if you directly feel people are always coming at you with some BS, or wanting you to be something that you just directly aren't, or jealous of you because you've worked really hard. I mean, that Capricorn energy was shoving you into employment of big time. You were really working hard, even though as much as was coming in was going out. You earned this, okay? The best is yet to come. Now, in your work sector, and I have pulled singles and couples, but external energies is your crowning. Your crowning energy, you're in the Emperor. You're in the position of the Emperor. Now, you are trying to paint a better picture in a healthier way, and you're looking at your whole life in a very different bird's eye view. Now, although the crow was coming out and the crow directly is linked, I do feel you're taking more moderation and balance. And with Juno going direct on the 26th of May, I do feel a lot of this is going to make perfect sense by the end of the month. And this is a new beginning. Now, the 0 degree point is no turning back. And for you guys, it's really going to hit hard. And I mean, if you guys are in alignment and you know and you're gauging it, you're drinking your fluid, you're keeping grounded, be patient with yourself this month. It's going to get better. This is a temporary energy. It has been a 2.5 year cycle, so it's perfectly normal if you feel, oh my goodness, right? Breathe, okay? Together. Blow it out. We're going to make it. You're painting a better picture and a healthier version of what your future is going to be. There might have been a lot of manipulation. This can be connecting to a person that you just don't like dealing with. It might have been back to your childhood, but I'm feeling this could be directly a karmic individual. Could be a boss. Again, it's look, you know, right? And it's like with the obstinate, bit of jealousy, bit of shade, people not supporting you on your higher path, not working with you, working against you. It might have felt like all the bloody doors were closing on you. But universe is rewarding you for all your hard work. What you have to do is allow them to reap their karma. You're going down. And you take your power back. This is a physical choice. You can switch this energy. You do not need to go down with these energies, because what is theirs and what has been coming through in the private reads, in added information for all of your different zodiac signs, with this karmic cycle, the way it's been coming up, is almost to acknowledge what it is, make peace with it, let go, and you just simply being in awareness of what it is, what you do and don't like, is enough. That's all you need to do. And by doing such and acknowledging it, you know, you will be free. Now, that this card is about money. You feel it's not over till all the fat lady sings. This is all of the energy, okay? No shade, it's just a metaphor. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. So I feel karmically you feel someone's coming for your cash component. So you're in awareness of this. This might be something you're willing to accept as an obligation, in a sense of balance and fairness, providing all is fair and good. If not, I do feel you'll take your due diligence, and you will be looking at the reality of deservingness, of truth, of integrity, of legality, and protecting what is rightfully yours if it is unjust. If this is rightful, you will give accordingly. That's what I'm getting. So it does feel financial. What is, okay, thank you. Yes, okay, so again, financial. Somebody might be a bit delusional about this. I'm going to pull another one. So I am feeling, because it's Mercury retrograde and it's in your house, right? Be checking that fine print and do your research. Read the fine print. I think there's been crosswise in the message. And somebody's telling pipe dreams. Take the trash out. Yep, they're wanting your money. They're gold diggers. Next. Okay, family. Past, present, future. Where's the Leo? I'm telling you. Oh. Mind what you have. Everything you have can be replaced. Now, you've got the Strength card. Now, Leo which is connecting to Leo, and during these eclipses, yes, we're going to have Leo placements activated. I'm hoping the chat's going to keep current. With the Leo placement, it's hitting your professional resources, and it's unique because I'm really seeing a very good energy when it does come to, I pay everything in cash. Yeah, me too. Me too. So read your statements. So Mercury retrograde, ridiculous things happen. I looked at an insurance policy once, and they had not changed my car details in 10 years, and I changed it. And so I had insured the person who bought my car. That was insured, not my car. I was still insured, but they mucked up. So Mercury retrograde, go read your fine print, right? Crazy things. Anywho, so with the Leo energy and our sun and the things we're fighting for, can be a bit of an ego, you know, because we're battling, we're trying to process it. I'm feeling with your family there could be something pertaining to assets, inheritance, or something to that degree that somebody's wanting what you have. Be mindful of something to do. I'm seeing contact. I'm seeing somebody passing by your work, for those of you that are working. Somebody wanting to know what you're doing or getting your information. I don't feel that it's going to work because I don't feel this person's too impressed, and I don't feel it's you. I'm hearing confidentiality. Told ya, not happy, Jan. It's like, are you joking? Who do you think you are? This person has your back. This person actually is very loyal to you. This can even be a past energy, but whoever this is relating to, it's like what you've worked for, in their eyes, they've got your back. Now, you also with your family, if you're needing to change something, I do feel past tense bosses are going to come back into your ethers. You may have a lot of opportunities coming to you. It is going to boost your self-esteem, but I do feel blast from the past when it does link in with your employment and maybe just touching base with them and saying, hey, how are you doing? You know, what's been going on? I literally feel their energies are around you at the moment. This is going to help you, but you need to be very honest, you know, with, you can have an overload of work. This is an overload of work going on. It's probably because other people around you aren't able to handle that. But also, they do try and address it. Pace yourself if you are working. And this is more for those of you, I feel this message is, and I'll interpret it for those of you who aren't, but this message is coming through very loud. Those of you who are working, who whatever this workload is, it feels like a huge burden, but it is actually a compliment. Pace yourself, be very transparent. Other people aren't handling as well as you, and you're doing it too well, okay? So Cancer, stop doing things so well, and you wouldn't get these traumas. If you need to have some downtime, I think articulate it. I do feel there's a young person who might start, but they're just not as experienced. Now, overall with family, again, I do feel there has been a huge issue between a female energy and employment. So this person might be on your mind. It could be a child, and you're trying to split yourself between two worlds, and it could be something that's coming up. But I do feel it's a female energy, and it feels DNA related. Now, this person's a bit dirty, and, you know, no matter which way you're trying to explain it, where you are, what you're moving towards, maybe what happened between a parent energy, because for some of you this might relate, or in a contract sense, how your work was and how the contract was, they've got something at a very personal level happening in their own life, and they're seeing things differently. They're not grasping that you've had to work so hard, and that'll, you know, you've been trying to avoid hurt, and you know, but you're sick of these endings and new beginnings, and you're bringing something to an end. You're like, look, it's got to end. You're trying to bring consistency. It does take you back into your mind, but you're very focused on your self-worth energy. You're wanting to bring more energy into your life, but I do feel there could be disputes when it links in with their opinion of what you should be doing. But you've really just got to focus on your side of the fence. And this could be something that's really coming up with a lot of us this month because of the placement of the 6th house and Sagittarius, which links in with siblings. Right? Karma past, karma not, karma, come on. Okay. I'm telling you, this black obstinate, you be leveled up in a feminine, or you be taking your throne, feminine or masculine, whoever you are. You guys are working hard. This karmic energy, like I said with this frequency, there is an out of balance when it comes to karma. But again, it's acknowledging it. It's not owning it. It's allowing people to learn their lessons individually. It's not getting dragged into it and recreating that cycle, allowing it. There potentially is going to be a balance with connections in general, with Juno going direct, and it will balance your energy. That's okay, Eddie. It will balance your energy when you do have positive relationships in your life. And I do feel overall there might have been very unstable energy for you guys, probably more than 2.5 years, I'd say. But because we have had Jupiter in Capricorn, it does make for us needing to be very independent, be it we're in a connection or not, whoever we are, whatever zodiac sign we are. When Jupiter in 2021 does move into Aquarius, we'll get the yin and yang in that, which it will still mean that we are able to give more. And I think the notion was the way they described it. It's a bit like expecting a connection to be able to check your tires or the missus making you lunch and being there for you and checking in and making soup for you. We were unable to do those things because each energies are being pulled to do separate things. And that doesn't matter what you are on the path. It's in general, that's what's coming up with the astrology. Moving forward, it will be lighter, but it's really integrated us into accepting and really looking at, with our shadow work with Lilith there in Pisces, which is our crown and the way we see things and perceive things, Aries in Chiron, from our own very perspective and what we're fighting for, really, if it's too hard work and we really don't love it, we're not going to fight for it, are we? So we're just doing things very pragmatically and rationally to eliminate. It's a process of elimination to take the trash out, what we do want and what we don't, and that's all on us. Hermit mode in reverse to do with karma. That makes sense. That's ascension, baby. Don't want no drama, right? You just moved away from what you might have delayed some of these endings, but I do feel it hasn't been from the perspective of avoiding it. Whatever this is, and I'm telling you, I'm really feeling with the black obstinate, these things here are really shouting at me. These two here, the obstinate and the arrow down of taking the trash out. You're toxic, you're unhealthy, it could be a diet. Again, your diet in the next 6 months, well, baby, you guys are going to be fly. Your 6th house placement is going to be wonderful because it does link into your health. How you look now is not how you're going to look at the end of the year. You're just not going to look that way. And it doesn't even have to be external. It can be internal. It's breathing. It's letting that chi energy be healthy so that you can get the best out of your life. These people and these energies, if you need to speak your truth, I'm telling you, don't mess with the Cancer this month. Because they have seen it, done it, heard it, felt it. You just won't put up with it. It's toxic. Whatever's toxic, nobody, no zodiac sign will ever do this permanently. No zodiac sign will. Stop harboring the world, right? Don't be doing it to yourself. Singles. So if anything, it's kind of you're wanting to be in a hermit mode with a love interest or with a career sector, because this, in a karmic sense, I'm not just looking at it as a relationship. In general, you're coming into yin and yang with yourself. In general, with your career, you want it to be balanced, giving, receiving. You're growing your foundation. And whatever's out of balance, you're bringing it back. You're working for that. You're earning it. You're leveling to the point of kingdom. Singles, what's coming up in the hood for you guys? If you feel you're attracting toxic energy, it kind of makes sense. Stop tuning into it that it's going to be like that forever. If it's a direct person, remove their energy. If you're tuning into the work they need to do, disconnect. Because it does transform. But while you're tuning into it in a synchronistic Abraham Hicks energy, it keeps it the same. because we're fixated on it's going to be like this forever. These two eclipses and the Capricorn eclipse, they're shaking us all up. Big shake up. Don't even tune into how it's going to be, because you're forward tense moving. You're not in the present moment. Hi, Gypsy. Don't look back unless you're looking back to take some tools with you. And I don't mean tools. I mean assets. Tools are going now. Any separation energy and delay, you may be saying, okay, if I get contact, and this is for those of you that are single that really don't know what's happening, you're moving, you're waiting, and I have pulled those of you in contact or in the direct connection. So I've got two, because I want you guys to see how this is transiting, how it's transitioning, and how you're dealing with it. It's still moving forward and it's still connecting. With this, the detachment and the time alone, be it you're together or you're not, I'm telling you, we're doing soul work at a very individual level. It has given you time to look at what you do and don't want. And it's helped you actually break codependent patterns. You also, it's like you're in a hurry. You know what you want. You're moving away from toxicity, you're protecting yourself, you know, wanting to go into isolation, taking the trash out. You're seeing who the person is for you. You know, hi, Doug. You know who's for you. You've worked it out. You don't care if you lose all your cash as long as you're happy. Now, I'm not feeling it's loss of cash. It's got nothing to do with that. I just feel you feel spiritually robbed by doing things the way it was being done before. So now the tool that you're taking is no longer accepting that frequency, which is good. Chakra card. Now, there is two ways to do things. Now, there is interference, and I do think this is, you guys are really with the 3 energy coming up. Past, present, future. You're mathematically solving a problem. It's like your timeline jumping, and you're looking at all realms. If you know what you know, make a decision. Don't wait for universe to force your hand. Because you're already directly, maybe you guys, and it can go either side because this is connecting in with the soul connection. Don't give your power away. And I feel more this is a realization of maybe, okay, does this person still want to hear from me? Wow. If you or the other person had been in a karmic connection, and again, it can be in any shape or form, it can be a memory. I'm telling you, art of appreciation be coming up this month. Be it was a connection, be it was a direct person, or they directly are right now. What I'm sensing through this is one energy is just, it's like really the art of appreciation. Looking at it going, okay, I don't really have as much worth in this. I'm seeing what it really is. And this could be a job. Like I said, it can be anything. Karmic energy can be anything. Whatever had been holding this person back, I do feel it's releasing them. Whichever side of the fence it's moving. They are seeing the truth. They have moved through the ego. They have acknowledged what it is. And they just don't directly see a future with that past frequency or the way they were reacting. There is this movement forward. This is the spiritual wisdom to know and wanting to take something to the next level, but also knowing that they need to completely let that go and move forward and own their power. They're sort of feeling that they need to, the people that were connecting with them need to learn their energy on their own, and they have spiritually learned their lesson. They're making plans for you, and they're processing what they're going to need to do. And I do feel the new moon in Gemini activated this. So I do feel it's already in their mind and they're making plans. The delay is to do with, and I think this really links to Gemini. So I do feel during this Venus retrograde, it's really helped them understand what they do and don't want. They're ready. Watch out. Couples and those of you just in direct connection. telling you all these three energies. There, you're looking back at, okay, there's a lot of nostalgia to do with certain times. Now, this can be linking with birthdays, linking in with memories of, going outs and connections. There's a lot of nostalgia about great times that you both had. Also, there can be a little bit of meditation on wanting everyone to be happy, trying to make everyone happy. But I'm feeling most of it is to do with looking back at the happy times. They're not sad about these happy times. They're really grateful that they had those to move them forward. But they are really wanting to communicate a lot of what their feelings and memories are. And I do feel some of these memories, although you may have maybe felt or been told that they did not remember these things, there are other things, and that did come up this morning for me. Oh, we talked, didn't we, Shelley? Where they do, and they acknowledge that, they just haven't told you. But I do feel this can come up, and it might be during a little bit of sippy. They actually drop the hat and text you. Now, there is something to do with the way you saw something, the way you saw yourself, or while you guys weren't together, something to that degree. There is going to be a reveal that is stated to you relating to this, and it will be during a sippy. And the sippy can be anything. While they're in that relaxed state, pouring their emotions out, that can be anything. There is this kind of lack of momentum, because I do feel that they're processing all of just what did not come about the right way. They're correcting it, but they're very tired. But they do know it's two energies here. I think it's also going to be articulating the disappointment, the wanting to make people happy, trying to balance everything out, feeling accountable, carrying burdens, and maybe the delusion of what they thought something could be, but it just, and similar to what maybe you've been through in your life. Now, whatever these things are, they're going to be very candid conversations and some revelations. This month will be very unique. Where we think we're going can do a polar 360, but just go fluid with the energy, because it will kind of equal out. Sometimes they do feel you're a little bit on the defense. All right. They also they're being very judgmental towards themselves. They really mince their words, but it's from the perspective that they're being cut off a lot of times when they do actually express how they feel. So, by the time the Cancer eclipse comes, you're going to have a new version of Cancer. I'm telling you. So, and this is moving forward. Even with all connections, things will balance out, but you're needing to be very patient. Any questions on the house? Any questions? I'm telling you, I've got a lot of readings to do today. Let's see how this eclipse energy goes. I'm going to get my elf oil and put it on my head. I'm going to get my elf oil and put it on my head. I've got Cancer, Moon, Horizon. My Saturn's in Leo. Ugh. That's Sun and Moon. Saturn is going to be telling me off. And have you leveled up? Are you doing the right thing, Yildiz? Even though it's in Aquarius. Accountability, responsibility. Jeez. When hasn't that been right? I think as soon as I was out of diapers and even when I was in them. So should we be on the defensive? No, because you logically know what you do and don't like, So I would say if there's anything pertaining to paperwork, Mercury retrograde in your sign, read it. Investigate. If you've got a hunch, trust it, because you guys are Cancer, right? Does Scorpio and Cancer have a cusp? Each birth energy. Let me look. Yeah, and Scorpio's been coming up a lot, so I did say I'm going to do a separate astrology read, because even when I was talking to Mark, there's something to do with Mars. Something major's coming up with Mars this month, and I'll need to look at the aspect, because Scorpio links in with Mars and Pluto, technically. But look at your own chart. The best way is to look at your own chart, to just have a look at that. Some astrologers actually can, even if you don't know the direct time, they can work it out. Haven't quite got there yet. I'm working on it. Working on different aspects of looking at, and the personality of you guys in general. Let me have a look. Okay, the funny thing is, you like a partner, Cancer, to be, you are very neat, okay? Sometimes you can have a little bit of OCD though. You're very neat, you like a good home. When your home is in balance, let me look. Yeah, pretty much. When there is a just energy at home and your home is in balance, you like your home to be nice because you've got the 11th house of Taurus, you are able to create a lot of beauty. You create great, beautiful things. You'll move hell and high water. When it's not, you ain't going to get the best. And you're going to move into the energy of shoving yourself into work and avoiding it. When you're not, you're more at home and you need the yin-yang balance. So you need the home and the work-life balance. And when it's not, it's just not. Now, for you guys, you're going to be really mulling over a lot of how much you're doing, a lot of, okay, what do I have to do in my day? You need to declutter and take some time out because Gemini's in your 12th house for 2.5 years. It is very Mercury. You're going to think a lot before you speak, and you need to learn to speak. Speak your mind. Talk about the plans and your movement. Maybe you're a bit scared. Maybe something in your mind's coming up. Are you going to be safe? Is it going to be okay? Yeah, but it depends on what else is in your chart though, Joel. I mean, a lot of Cancerians, if they've had, depending on who you are in the journey and you know what karmic experiences you've had, if you've always made plans and they're gone by the wayside, that's hecka karmic. That's like, take that out, no more of that. Because ultimately your full potential has always been there. It has not been about you. My grandmother said this to me years ago. Does the person, and this can be work, friendships, partnerships, does the person bring the best out in you or the worst? And it ain't rocket science, we know. You can't make someone, let them go into those shoes. If they're not, you be best on your path and you trust in the process and you don't keep taking yourself down into that grave because it ain't pretty. And you can only do that for so long and then you're like, heck. I swear sometimes I know he's watching me. Hi, honey. Just this feeling. Yeah, that's what my nan said. And she's a very wise woman. I was about 15, 16, always very intrigued by the elderly because they really had a lot of life experience. And I had moved from New Zealand to Australia and my grandmother stayed in New Zealand. And then from there moved away from my nan again. She moved back to Australia and I moved to Europe and I saw my father's mother. So I connected in with her. And I think because I had so many different elderly people around me, when I didn't have my adult energies around me, my work then directly was in that area. So a lot of their knowledge was shared with me. So I viewed things through old eyes, I'm telling you. No victim energy here. It's like you just keep going, love. There's lessons in everything. Any questions? 43 minutes. That's not too bad, okay? That's not too bad. Potentially, I might get these done. We're going to incense the cards, and we're going to do any questions while I'm here? No questions. Do you understand everything with the Cancer energy? Is there anything that you're, curious about and you want to know what's up in the hood with the Cancer zodiac sign? Astrologically, psychically, and I keep getting this eardrum. You don't want to hear white noise, I'm telling you. Okay, left. You're trying to work, okay, some of you are going to have on ego. Okay. When you're directly processing, because the ego is a good thing and a bad thing. If it's memory-based and you're getting third eye temple, you can tap it. But you're tuning into it and it is because you're thinking of the past and, or have you done enough? Did you need to do better? Was it your fault? Was it another person's fault? Not even that. It can even be work. Can I do more? Is it more? So if it's from that perspective, thanks, Eddie, when you're doing that, it's perfectly natural, but don't live there because it's not productive. So when it comes up, what your test is to get to a place where you go, okay, I'm acknowledging what's coming in, which is being kind to yourself. It's nurturing. But then you need to go into the energy of, okay, can I learn something from that? Or do I need to be scared and do something anyway? And believe that, no, not everything stays the same. So it's challenging that. When you're doing it, if it's a fresh situation, you're in the third eye, you're trying to process it. But as you get further away from it, you need to then go, thank you, I acknowledge, and do something else. And so you're self-mastering, you're self-training to remove that. Then it gets to an easier level where, say, if someone is doing the same thing, that's picking the wound. That's different. That's abuse. Then you do have power and you have to say, look, I'm sorry, yes, it's my wound. Yes, it's my work I have to do, but it doesn't mean to say I've got to stick my hand on the fire. You're being ridiculous. Healthy boundaries, hand 9. So, place it in its right compartment. Know that the wound will live with you forever. If you can look at it slightly and move forward, it's a gradual thing. Don't be mean to yourself. You need to look at it and then you need to come back to this moment. If we're paranoid that the same is going to happen in the future, come back to this one moment and breathe it out and let it go, because you don't have control over that. And no, it won't be, because you are a different person. And we can only eat hay so long, right? I hope that helped, Eddie. I'll be back. And watch your abs, right? A lot of energy of nervousness and higher heart chakra I'm getting with you guys, which that did come up. It was crown chakra. But I'm feeling indigestion. Be careful with the things you're consuming at the moment, because I do feel the flow of it's kind of blocking. So there's something heavy on your heart. If you feel it's toxic, breathe in and blow out. Yeah, and I'm going to be doing that too. I've got Cancer Moon rising, and with the lower chakras, I'm finding a lot of inner child energy and the indigestion. When retrogrades happen, the yellow energy, the red energy, and the orange, even though we're ascended beyond that point and we've got the higher chakras, it always happens, okay? And empathically, you will feel that. And when you're doing wound clearing for other people or directly having compassion, don't own it. Maybe look at, what you can partake and then release it and then let go and just focus on your own. But yes, certain exercises can balance it out, and definitely other exercises can. Yeah, it's most of these are clearing, but you need to be careful. If you're tuning into someone and you're talking to them, you will connect, because you're a Cancer zodiac sign. You're very spiritually connected. You won't even know that you're channeling their energy. So once you've done that conversation, and I don't know why I'm feeling 2 female energies. They may be they're feminine energies. They could directly be related to you, or they could be a family member. I don't know who these people are, but their perspective and maybe something that you're thinking about of the past or the future. It's like the connection is there. And there is the nausea relating to that. Does that make sense? Yeah. You opened your heart to the Scorpio. I hope that makes sense, Eddie. But yeah, just try and clear them. Yeah, the nausea's there. It's because we're moving into the Cancer Moon, and I think a lot of us are sensing it's like I said. A lot of planets retrograde. They do directly relate to the planets. It's also, I'll check the Schumann resonance. I'm telling you, it's probably getting ready to spike, or it has. And the nausea with the ascension symptoms will come in. So ginger bickies, it can be eating ginger, drinking fluid. I've been drinking a lot of soda water at the moment to help with that. I've been having lemon and honey and oranges, squash and things like that, and it's just to clear it out. And I'm also, I don't know why I'm picking wheatgrass smoothies, which on the other channel I am creating. I am going to be doing smoothies, but at the moment I'm only focusing on Yildiz readings, and I will be launching it. But yeah, I've been doing that and just limit coffee. Okay, I've been limiting my coffee, which is still going to keep that because of the headaches, but just vodka and fruit punch. Yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah, it's the Band-Aid. It's not the solution, but it's a Band-Aid temporarily, and Got to spice it up. Anywho, I'll be back.